Then you're getting paid to cut the tree down, and then you're getting paid to haul it off. And then you turn around and turn it into firewood and getting paid to sell it as firewood too. That's how you, to me, is the best hustle in the firewood game. Okay, y'all, good morning. So, me and Phil done got started. It's Sunday morning. I like to do these on the weekend if at all possible. Sometimes, you know, you can't, but this time of year, you've got a lot more control over everything because everything's not pressing. So me and Phil getting started over here. So we're gonna do these two. I'm gonna check on one down the street. If there's no car there, we'll do that one, but it's not mandatory. And then we're gonna go back to the house. We're gonna grab the skid, and then we're gonna go over to the bamboo site, and we're gonna get all that wood, all that firewood over there, and then I can sell the wood. So that's the goal for today. I got to put chains on the saws, and did I bring that? I bet I forgot that down. Yeah, I forgot it. Probably going to put a new chain on at least one of the saws. Yeah, but this is just leaf stuff that we would normally be doing tomorrow, but it's hard to do that when you got all these people here working. So especially when you start getting in this time of year, because the leaves are everywhere. And then we'll be doing the gutters over here too at some point, but I'll probably let Cam do the gutters. But having Phil come out today is really helping. So I'm gonna probably be selling a couple of the lawnmowers, the older lawnmowers I got, and I told Phil if he could sell them, that I would break bread with him. Y'all know I got two Exmark Laser Z X Series mowers that are the backup. Y'all know I got that one that the engine surges, but the mower has 3,000 hours on it, but the engine only has 700. So, but it's the big Kohler Command EVC 940 or whatever, 35 horsepower. The dealer couldn't figure out what's wrong with it, but I'm gonna sell it. Both the mowers that I'm going to be selling have 12 tires on them. They're both 60-inch Laser Z X Series mowers. One of them has the 921 Cowie on it. I don't remember. It's got 2,000 hours and some change on it. The other one has the Kohler fuel injected EVC 940 on it. They both run. They both cut grass. You make like I used the 921 just the other day when this mower was down. I used it all day long and had no problems with it. Cut like a champ. So I told Phil that if he wanted to, Phil sells a lot of stuff online. I told Phil, I said, if you want to sell them, man, I need to get blah dollars, and whatever you get over that, you can keep. I don't care what you sell them for. So yeah, and then I'll take that money and I'll throw $5,000 with it or whatever, and buy a brand new mower for next year. So then I'll still have 3 mowers. You'll have 2 that we'll use every day, and then a backup. But the backup will be a better backup, because the backup will be one of the ones we're using now. Anyway, deuces. Okay, y'all, like I said, this is deja vu for me. And I'm not even doing the heavy lifting. But we used to do, me and Bo would do two of these a day. Sometimes 3. And this, like I was saying yesterday, this trailer right here will hold a cord by volume. So Phil's doing the heavy lifting here.
He's got me doing slave labor.
This is slave labor right here for sure. This is hard. This is hard labor, man. I'm remembering it.
I like it, man.
I'm remembering it. But what we're gonna do is, well, basically, I'm gonna get the rest of this in the bucket here, dump it in there. Then we'll get that pile over there, dump it in there. We're gonna stack all that we can, and then I'm gonna grab some of these big pieces and I'm gonna load this trailer down, and then we're gonna take a picture of it and we're gonna throw it on Facebook. And yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing here, y'all. Not rocket science or nothing, but it's I'm not even doing the heavy lifting, and it's taking a toll, you know. So yeah, I haven't done no firewood in a while, man, so it is hard work, man. It ain't nothing, it ain't for the faint at heart for sure. So
what's that?
Okay, y'all. So y'all saw what me and Phil got into. He's in the other truck pulling that heavy ass trailer, and yeah, we're doing the do, man. A little more labor work, than I like to do, but just trying to stay busy, keep my brain in the game, and do what I say I'm gonna do and all that stuff, man. So I want to make sure that Phil feels like, man, just you ain't gotta, because Phil knows that we ain't making nothing, and that I'm not making a lot today, and that's okay. I don't have to make, I want to make money every single day, but the main thing is I don't want to go backwards near day. I ain't got to make a killing, but I ain't trying to pay a killing. So, and I'm trying to go in reverse by mistakes or messing up equipment or stuff like that. I can go forward slowly, and I'm good with that, right? So but right now we're gonna go to the house, and yeah, man, I'll get that trailer full of wood. I'll throw it on the internet. I'm probably gonna want about $400 for it, though. That's a lot of wood right there. So yeah. But it's a nice. He's got a nice load on that truck. So. But that wood, that's premium firewood, and I used to do that all the time before I started. I mean, when I started doing YouTube, I had already bought the Bobcat. Once I bought the Bobcat, I quit doing firewood. I just eased out of it because I didn't have a place to get any more wood. One of the big landowners that I was doing work for, he died, and once he died, I didn't have access to the 450 acres no more. So, and I got videos in the very beginning of me talking about that while I'm on his property. So having the other truck is critical to do this, because firewood is a little bit well, it's an illusion a lot of times. When I used to sell to the stores and everything, I would sell them, in bundles, sort of like what Chad does, and I'd sell the bundles, and I would be, okay, I made, $600 in bundles. But what I never really factored in back then is what it took to do that, and the amount of labor and resources it took for me to be able to get those 100 bags up or whatever, And I didn't know what I didn't know, and I never really thought about it. But then once I started getting a little more experience in just being out here and living on the land, I realized that I wasn't making a lot of money doing firewood when you factored in what it took to get it. Now, what you got to also factor in is what else more lucrative you got going on. Some money's better than no money and all that. Well, that was why I stayed in the firewood game so long, because I didn't have anything more lucrative going on. And if you don't have anything more lucrative going on, then you kind of stuck. But I was determined not to be stuck doing firewood. It was initial thing that I knew how to do, but I knew that it was fixing to run out for me, and I knew I didn't want to keep doing it because it just took so much time, energy, and effort. It just wasn't worth it if I couldn't do it, and then labor was a problem too. I had Bo and Zach and all those guys out here. But I used to get caught up, and I'd tell my wife, I made $1,000 today, right? But then she would say, well, how's that? you spent 3 days getting the wood together to get the $1,000. So did you really make $1,000 today? And she started seeing things a little bit different. And I'm like, well, you know, but if you don't have nothing more lucrative going on, then, and you know that you can make money at Firewood, well, then, you know, you do it. But as soon as something more lucrative come along, which I created that by buying the skid steer, by buying the Bobcat. And that's pretty much what I did. Once I bought the Bobcat T190, I never looked back after that. Well, I couldn't, man, because I didn't have a way to get the wood. And if you don't have trees available, and I didn't want to pay for it. I didn't want to pay for trees and then have to process everything. I wanted to do the firewood. I wanted to get paid to haul the trees off and then turn it into firewood. That's how I made money in the firewood game, because I would do tree work and then I would get paid to haul it off, and then I would go stock it up somewhere, and then we let it sit there for 6 months, and then I would bust it. So I was getting paid air which way. And then once you start doing that, well, now you're making more money. I talk about it all the time, you know, making more money and not having to spend as much. So that's what you want. Getting paid to haul the trees off, then you're getting paid to cut the tree down, and then you're getting paid to haul it off. And then you turn around and turn it into firewood and getting paid to sell it as firewood too. That's how you, to me, is the best hustle in the firewood game. But you got to have a splitter. Y'all know I had a gas splitter, and you know, you can buy splitters for the skid steer. I had one. I got a video of me splitting. I came up on a bunch of trees one time and stacked them all up up on the hill up there before I built the building, and yeah, man. So, but I'm killing a bunch of birds with one stone today. You know, I'm getting this wood, right? And I'm getting my other truck and dump trailer back home. So, you know, all that's good. I'm getting the tooth bucket back home. So, you know, at least I'm making as much out of the trip that I can. But Phil's gold, man. I love me some Phil. He's great, man. Phil's like, man, Ray, I know you ain't making no money today, man. You ain't got to pay me everything that you usually pay me. So, you know, just him thinking like that is you know, different for me. You know, but my wife made hot wings. I'm finna go home. It's 2 o'clock. I'm finna go home and watch a football game. But this is a prime example of taking the skid somewhere and not making any money with it, you know, but making my life easier, because we wouldn't have done all that without the skid. There wasn't enough wood over there. If we can't load up none of those big pieces, it ain't worth it. But it did give me a deja vu but I don't know what I'm going to try to get for the wood. I'll probably try to get about $400 for that load of wood right there. And to me, I know a lot about firewood. It's premium. So, premium. And just think, man, I'm not making no money on it like it is. Just think if I had to split it and all that too. I don't see how the hell I did it, man. Just shows you that you don't know what you don't know when you don't know it, right? But that shows the evolution, right? If you're in business for yourself, you got to evolve, or you're going to find yourself doing the same exact thing that you were doing when you started. And I've so far evolved from doing. My thinking is nothing like it was in the beginning. You know, I've learned from my mistakes along the way. I'm better with my money. I don't do jobs that you know, that I don't want to do, that just because I'm desperate for money. You know, all that shit plays into your quality of life. You know, if I was in the same spot now that I was when I started this business, that'd be a sad thing. Super depressing, because it took everything I had at 35 years old to be able to keep things going. And if I was still in that state, ugly. I said ugly. So anyway, we pull up to the house. I'll probably get a couple of pictures of the wood just to kind of show y'all. But right now, I'm ready to get in the house and chill. It's 2:15, and me and Phil made a day out of it. But with this wood, I'm not touching it. If I can't dump it to somebody's house, I'm not selling it to them. It'll sit on this damn trailer until I get what I need to get for it. I don't even mind taking it down to some of the people that sell wood. Okay, y'all.